mind? You
Uh, hey,
wanna?
I don't know. I don't know how to do introductions on an internet podcast.
Me neither. If I had time, I could probably think of something. Not off the top of my head, though.
Yeah. Right off the rip. I don't
Right,
know. I got
right
nothing.
off the rip. Never heard that before. I like
Right
it.
off the rip. Right off the rip. You're putting me on the chopping block here.
All right. So today we're talking. It's supposed we talked about it being more of a loose conversation, right? But with somewhat of a
Yeah.
focus on the Disney Plus Marvel shows, I think,
Yeah.
because we've been
Yeah.
meaning
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
talk about that.
Yeah. Yeah. I've been keeping up with the Loki's the one that's going on right now. I think it's 4 episodes in.
Yeah, it's only a few days away, so I'm sure the fifth will be out by the time this gets uploaded. But as of
Oh
recording, we
yeah.
are 4 episodes in.
Yes. Yes.
Um, like we could probably just start with WandaVision since that was the first one. If you would
That
like
was
to
that was the first
cast
one.
your mind back to the far-flung past of like 3 months ago,
3 months ago, yeah.
um,
Forever ago. In February.
a weird one to start with, I think, but I kind of like that.
I think they made the right choice starting with that one.
Yeah, because it was very unique. Obviously, like people don't need me to tell them that, but you'd think they might start with something a bit more standard, like Falcon and the Winter Soldier was pretty just a Captain America movie, but
Oh.
they went for it. They started with a weird one, Black Mirror style.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very I liked that it was like strange. Like the first
Me
few
too.
episodes were just incredibly strange.
Yeah, I love the mystery because I think that's something
Hmm.
that like the other two shows don't have because and that's not a bad thing. They're all unique, but I like that WandaVision was at least at first built around that mystery of not knowing what's going on or who's causing it or why.
Well, I don't know. I think Loki has a sort of a similar mystery.
Yeah, but I think it's more built up throughout the
Yeah, that's
series.
true.
Whereas
That's
WandaVision
true.
starts and it's like
It's
you
immediately a
yeah,
mystery.
right off the bat you have no idea what's going on.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah. Personally, I wish they would have pushed more into like the really weird aspects of it because there's that scene in the very first episode where it's black and white and it's like parroting the 50s shows
uh-huh.
where it does like that the real dramatic push in on the mom from that 70s show, and it's like her with like her delivery and everything, it's like a horror scene because she's so deadly serious and it's like the music cuts out and the framing of it, it's like something out of a horror movie, and I was like, oh, this show could really
Yeah, the
go the distance with that,
at
and
the at
then
the
it
dinner table.
sort of didn't. Yeah, when her husband is choking, and
Yeah,
I
it
was like, oh,
was
this show could really do something.
it was
And how,
fantastic filmmaking too cuz like you
oh
mentioned
yeah,
with the framing because the whole thing is shot very authentically like those 50s
yes,
sitcoms. And then
yes,
suddenly you're in this unsettling situation and it's still in
yeah,
black and white, still in 4:3, but it's being filmed like a modern movie
yes,
and it
yes.
it feels so
It,
weird. It's fantastic.
something just feels wrong, and I wish they'd done more with that.
I agree.
I guess they sort of did with the episode where I almost called her the ATF lady, but she's not part of the ATF. It's like the Shield or whatever. Or it's what's not Shield? It's the other one, Sword.
Sword, yeah.
Uh, she was like the Sword lady that got trapped in there, and she was like asking about everything, and she got cast
Monica?
out by Wanda. Yeah, Monica, that's it.
Yeah.
Monica Rambeau, and they kind of did that with that episode, but that I think that was like just such a strong showing right at the beginning.
Yeah.
That and the beekeeper thing, like the guy coming out of the sewer in the beekeeper outfit, and the helicopter being in color and everything else is in black and white, the little toy helicopter. That was
Yeah.
very interesting. And
I
I
agree.
wish they'd done more. I, that showed a lot of like really neat, interesting stuff at the very beginning, And
Yeah.
then by the time you get to the end, it's just like, oh, it's here comes the big action fight.
Yeah, that's a sentiment that I've seen a lot, is that it kind of uh I don't want to say falls apart, but like gets less interesting toward the end when it's more of a standard Marvel blasting lasers at each other situation. Um I personally didn't mind it, but I could totally see how like that being the conclusion to such a weird and unique show might have put people off.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know though. I feel like knowing how formulaic and regular Falcon and Winter Soldier was, I feel like they still could have definitely taken more chances with WandaVision, because even if that had been like, even if like they had taken chances with that and then it would have failed, or not even really failed, just but not been received well, I feel like like people still would have received Falcon and Winter Soldier really well,
Yeah, I
because that was more along the lines of what you expect from a Marvel property.
yeah, and I think that's definitely the benefit to us talking about it with the benefit of hindsight is
Oh, retrospectively, yeah.
we can like, at the time watching WandaVision, I'm like, okay, that's fine, they got to get to the
Mm-hmm.
normal Marvel stuff, but then
Mm-hmm.
after having seen both of the shows, I also like can get on board with it should have been a weirder ending, because then we get a whole
Should have
show
been
of more
way
normal
weirder.
Marvel stuff.
Should have been way weirder. I do like that the ending was Wanda basically like traps Agnes,
Yeah.
sort of beats her at her own game. I liked that. But I do wish they had done. I wish they would have just played with it more, I
Yeah,
guess.
I agree. And I think
And
oh, go ahead.
this might be just like sort of odd, but I don't ever really remember Wanda specifically being like consumed by media. So uh, I don't know. It's weird. This is obviously, looking back, it's weird to me that like she creates like a TV world, but like we've never, until the show, we had never seen her be like obsessed with TV. Like she was always just sort of there. And I
Yeah,
guess that's just poor characterization beforehand, but like she has like a, I don't know if you saw the movie I'm thinking about ending things on Netflix.
I have not.
That's a movie about a guy that creates a fake relationship. uh he's so lonely, and he's just filled his life with like movies and TV and books and all this. He's filled his life with media, and the whole thing is him like envisioning a relationship with this woman that's not real. And the whole thing is just basically like laden with references to all the media he's seen. And it kind of felt like a watered down version of that. In retrospect, it does, obviously. Um, but I wish we'd kind of seen that she was more consumed by media before. But I mean, obviously they didn't know. I mean, maybe they did know what they were going to do, but I don't know. Maybe they didn't know at the time, so they were just like, ah, she's just sort of there.
Yeah, I think
Like oh, sorry.
that's all right. I think you're definitely right. I imagine uh with Age of Ultron, when she's introduced, I don't think Joss Whedon, fuck Joss Whedon by the way,
Yep. Yep.
had
There it
had
is.
there it is. I don't think he thought anything about like where her character was going to go. He was just like throwing her in, and then
Yeah.
she's just kind of there for a while. Like she's in Civil War.
Well, what I was gonna bring up is like that scene in Civil War where Vision comes through the wall into her room.
Yeah.
Uh, I think it would have been neat, instead of just having her like watching the news, like if she would have been watching an old sitcom, like since at the time she was grieving,
Yeah.
it would have been. And again, this is probably just something like they didn't know what they were going to do with the character, so it would have just been odd to have her watching an old sitcom.
Yeah.
But just little things like maybe they'll go back and I almost said J.J. Abrams. Maybe they'll go back and George Lucas it, where it's like if you watch,
I was going to say the same thing.
they'll quietly take down Civil War and re-edit it so that she's watching like uh, All in the Family or something,
Civil War
or like Leave
special
It to
edition.
Beaver. Yeah, they won't even say anything. It'll just be there, and they'll be like, "Oh, they had it planned all along,"
They've
but they didn't.
they did something somewhat similar with WandaVision.
Did they?
Yeah, they didn't change any of the content of the show, but to my understanding, they re-edited the very end of the series so that the scene where it like there's like the big sweeping shot over the valley and it like pushes in on the cabin that Wanda's at, they like darkened it. And then they added the Doctor Strange theme over the final credits for the last episode.
Really? That's an odd choice, but
Yeah,
I
I guess
guess.
just because they were supposed to have a Doctor Strange cameo, but because of COVID they
Oh.
weren't able to do it.
Oh.
Apparently, quite a
Well, I
few things
mean,
about the show changed because of COVID. From what I heard, there was supposed to be more action, but COVID prevented them from doing a lot of it, except for like the stuff at the end, which could also
well, thank
explain.
God.
Yeah, it could also explain why the stuff at the end was like,
So
a,
out of place.
yeah, yeah, and like a little underwhelming, like the way that it's set up. They're just kind of floating in the air, throwing lasers at each other,
Yeah. I
because
wonder.
they just couldn't get it done.
I wonder if you go back and watch that, like, how many seconds of screen time Wanda and Agnes actually share there, or if it's all just like cutaways done on a soundstage somewhere, so they're not all together.
Yeah, I imagine it is probably a lot of stuff like that. A lot of
Yeah.
filming around, getting a bunch of people together,
Yeah. Yeah.
which is totally understandable. It's not their fault at
Oh,
all.
100%.
It's just unfortunate that that's what they had to do.
Yeah. 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 There's just, like I said, I wish that show had gone a little stranger.
A little stranger.
Yeah, I wish it would have leaned more into like the horror elements,
Me too. I 100%
because I
agree.
think that was some of the best part. Like the scene where she looks away from Vision and then she looks back and sees him like dead,
Yeah.
like missing the mind crystal or whatever. That was great. That was like, oh, what the fuck?
Jump made me jump.
Yeah.
Um,
I thought the fake out with Evan Peters was nice.
yeah. I wasn't upset
I
about that. A lot of people were.
Oh, they'll get over it.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
sure
so.
they already
Yeah,
have.
they've moved
They don't even
on.
remember. They don't remember
They don't
anymore.
even remember the
They
MCU
you'd be like, oh,
stance.
remember Evan Peters in the WandaVision? They'd be like, what? What are you talking? What are you talking
WandaVision.
about? They'd be like, I didn't watch that show.
All I know is Loki right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was such a the Evan Peters thing I thought was really cool because
That
it's
was
a
very cool.
it's a very meta fake out. Like it
Oh,
only works
absolutely.
for the audience, but that's a
Hmm.
perfect thing to do in that show because that show
Hmm.
was so meta.
Oh, 100%. Not like half of the jokes in that show are jokes on the audience that like don't make sense outside of the context of like, oh, there's a TV show.
Yeah.
Like, there was the one of the episodes that I hated. They were doing like Modern Family style interviews with all the characters as cutaways,
Yeah. That was
and
like the
one of them was like,
second no, third to last
yeah,
episode.
yeah, that one was bad.
If you
Uh,
don't like shows like that, I could definitely
oh God, I hate shows like that. That Modern Family is like one of the worst shows. Ah, I can't stand it.
I have no strong feelings about Modern
Oh
Family.
my
I
God.
hate The Office though, which I know is
Oh
gonna
God, The
is gonna
Office
really
is.
kill my podcaster cred, but I don't like The
What?
Office.
Neither of us like The Office, so we're good.
Sorry about that.
Um,
Office stands.
Fuck them.
Leave a dislike,
Uh,
please. Drop a comment
Unsubscribe and
before
leave.
you leave.
Unsubscribe and leave a dislike.
Unsubscribe.
Unhit that
Unring
bell.
the bell.
Unring the bell. Because there's like jokes like that where like he'd find himself talking to the camera and be like, "Oh, I'm not supposed to be doing this. I'm supposed to be doing that."
Yeah.
And it's like, "Oh yeah, he is."
Yeah.
And
I that was one of my favorite jokes actually.
Yeah,
He's like,
that was
"What am I doing?" And he like
that was
gets
the
up
best
and
part of
walks
that
away.
episode. That was the best part of that episode because it's
would have
such a
to
it's such
agree.
a good gag on the audience.
It is.
You don't see that anymore. You don't see gags on the audience anymore.
Yeah. Gag
We need
me
a gra-
more.
We need a Gremlins
Oh.
2 this shit. You ever seen
Gremlins
Gremlins
2.
2?
Yeah, yeah. I
There's
love it. The Hulk
scene
Hogan
where
thing in the theater.
the Hulk Hogan thing. Well, there's the scene the scene where the film breaks, like, and it's the actual movie film, and then it
Mhm.
just shows up with Gremlins doing like finger puppets and the silhouettes. That's great.
Fantastic.
That movie is incredible. I would like to go on the record as being pro Gremlins 2
Pro Gremlins 2.
because it's one of the funniest movies I've seen in a long time.
We'll do commentaries for them both
Oh,
someday.
absolutely. Because Gremlins 1 is incredible. It's just a regular horror movie, and Gremlins 2 is like the best comedy ever.
I haven't seen them since I was young, but I remember really enjoying them.
Gremlins Gremlins 1 is still like it's still very it Gremlins 1 holds up. I'll say it. Gremlins 1 holds up pretty well. And so does Gremlins 2 just because it didn't have to hold up. It's allowed to be goofy and silly.
Yeah. I love a goofy and silly. It's
Oh,
funny though
yeah.
that those 80s horror franchises all got goofy and silly.
It is.
Cuz you've been
Right.
you've been rewatching the Nightmare on Elm Street films, right?
I have. I've watched a couple of them. And that is like the epitome of goofy and silly.
Goofy and
'Cause
silly.
the first two are very serious. The third one is like the perfect mix of like goofy but still menacing. Four is leans a little bit heavier into goofy to the point where you're like, oh, I don't know about this one. And five is just so fucking out there. And then you have six is the one where he plays a kid like a video game, I think. And at that point, it's just at that point, Freddy is the main character, and it's no longer like you don't care about these fucking kids. You're like, just bring on Freddy and let him make some jokes.
It's a regular Don't Breathe 2 situation.
Can we talk about that for a minute?
Yeah, go ahead. We're off topic already. It's fine.
Yeah,
We're flexible this
we
week.
talk about the they're I guess they're gonna try and make a franchise out of Don't Breathe 2 or
Yeah.
Don't Breathe. My theory is that I'm sure I don't know if you've seen it. You probably have seen it. But the main guy in it was the guy from 13 Reasons Why, and he did that before he did 13 Reasons Why. And so my thing is like they're gonna try and ride on the success of that, but if they are, they're like way too late.
Yeah.
And also I don't think he's gonna be in the movie. So I really don't know. And like the main character, the old blind man, is gonna be like he's like a horrible. He has like a rape dungeon.
Yeah, he's awful. And that's like the whole point of that movie, right? Like the first one is that they go and they rob this old blind man and he's fighting
They're trying
back.
to rob him,
And you're
and he's
like
fighting
sort of
back.
rooting for him, and then you find out that he's actually like a horrible
Yeah.
monster.
You hit that term where it's like, oh wait a minute, he has women chained up in his basement.
He's got a turkey baster
let's
full
get
of
out
jizz.
here. He's got a turkey baster full of his cum. Let's get out of here before one of us gets stuffed.
Before one of us gets stuffed.
Before somebody gets basted. Yeah.
And now he's the good guy.
He's a hero now with a kid.
I love it. I love to see a dude who had a rape dungeon interact with a small child. It's perfect.
Hollywood, they're all sex pests there. They don't understand why it's weird.
More like Holly Weird, am I right?
That's a great one, dude.
Thank you.
You're the first person to say that, I think.
I think so too. I've never heard it before. As long as we're off topic, can I complain about something real fast?
Oh, absolutely, because I have another thing I want to go off topic about here.
Oh yeah, okay. So this is in between WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier. We're gonna go off topic for a while.
Yeah.
I'll try to put time codes on the video so people could skip this if they don't care. But so I started watching the TV show Manifest on Netflix. Have you heard about that?
Is that the plane one?
Yes.
Where like people go missing for like 30 years, whatever the fuck.
Yeah. So it's the premise is that these people got on a plane, but when they landed, it was 5 years later, and for everyone else, they just like vanished. That show just got canceled after its third season, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be careful about it because I don't want to spoil it for myself, but I need to check if they explain what happened to the plane by the end of the third season, because otherwise I'm not gonna watch it, because that's like the only reason to watch, you know?
Yeah, you want to know what's going on. That'd be like, you get all the way to the end of Lost, and they're like, oh, what happened with the plane? We don't know.
We don't know. So
That is how J.J. Abrams would write something though. He'd be like, the plane. What plane?
what
Haha.
plane?
Look at that thing. Turn around.
Exactly.
Look over there. And now I'm out of
Distracts you
here.
with another mystery
Mhm.
box.
Oh my god.
But turns out they don't
Oh,
explain what happens to the plane by the end of the third season. And
how?
I looked up, I was like, okay, so then what do we know? Like, because I was only halfway through the first season when this happened. So I was like, okay, I'll look at like fan theories and stuff just to see what people think is going on. And apparently, over the course of 3 entire seasons, they don't even give you that much information. Like,
What?
yeah, there's like 2 hints over the course of all of that that people were theorizing about, which is fucking insane to me. So I'm upset. I'm pissed
That's
because
like
now I'll never
that
fucking know what happened to the plane.
that concept is so heavily premise driven. How do you not explain the premise?
Yes, I don't
How
understand.
that doesn't make any sense.
And it's the theories are all terrible. And I'm not like shitting on people who are making the theories. It's just the information they have to work with is so dumb because the big like piece of information that pun intended for you manifest fans out there is that
No
they
one's gonna get it.
discovered like the wing of the plane in the ocean, but they like landed in the plane. So it didn't blow up. They shouldn't be finding any pieces. It did blow up, but it blew up on land like after they landed and got out. Um,
What the fuck?
which is another mystery. Yeah, like who blew up the plane or why did it explode? Because
The government.
yeah, well, the plane blew up at like the end of the second or first episode, and it was in like the context of the story. It blows up the night before they're gonna dismantle it and investigate it, which sort of implies that by dismantling it and investigating every piece, they would have discovered some information. But then that just never goes anywhere. And they never got to
That's
explain why there was a piece of the plane in the ocean because the show got canceled. And the
what
guy
the fuck?
who made the show shopped it around to different streaming services to see if anyone wanted to pick it up because he said he wanted to give the fans closure, and they all turned him down because that show got terrible ratings.
Well, if it's not The Office, Netflix isn't gonna pick it up.
Netflix doesn't have The Office anymore. Got stolen
What?
by Peacock.
I'm gonna hang myself.
No! How could they? Okay, what's your thing?
Oh, last night, I watched 3 movies last night. Oh, what did I watch? I watched, let me see here. I wanna list them in order.
Yeah.
Uh, Here we go. I watched, oh yeah, I watched Return of the Living Dead, a very, very good zombie movie, a wonderful movie. I watched Petey Wheatstraw, a very strange movie, but very, very funny movie. And then I watched Samurai Cop, which may be one of the worst movies I've ever seen. Samurai Cop was edited by someone with the world's shortest attention span because, like, halfway through like a gun battle scene, you'll just get a cut, and it'll go to like a makeout scene where like a girl's like full nude, and then like you're like, oh, so we're gonna do this for a few minutes. That'll go on for like 10 seconds, and then somebody will get a phone call, and it'll cut to like another action scene, like a different one. It's not like cutting back and forth; it just cuts away to a totally different thing, and you're like, what is going on in this movie? It's that's one we should do a commentary on too, just because of how insane it is. And the lead guy, the titular samurai cop, which by the way, you only see him do like samurai things in like the last 2 minutes of the movie when he sort of uses a katana. There's no reason he should be a samurai. You can just use a katana. You don't have to be a samurai. Um, Samurai Cop. I assume it was like reshoots. I don't really know, but at some point he clearly like he has like long hair in the movie, but at some point he clearly gets a haircut and has to wear a terrible, terrible wig that is like blatant. It's awful. It's like It's like Henry Cavill's CGI mustache.
It's like the Fantastic Four reshoots, the Josh Trank
Mm-hmm.
one
Yeah.
with
Mm-hmm.
the Invisible Woman's hair, because it's like brunette dyed with blonde highlights in some of the movie, and then in some of the movie it's just the worst like platinum
Like
blonde
full
wig
blonde
you've ever
wig. Yeah.
seen.
Yeah. It's bad. Um, and that movie the first 30 minutes of that movie felt like an hour. I was like what is happening? It doesn't make any sense. It's so bad. I was so sad that I watched two really decent and enjoyable movies and then had to end the night with a fucking flop.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine.
I saw you
Um,
tweet about one of the actresses. You said something like, "You're going full frontal for
oh yeah,
Samurai
you're going
Cop."
full frontal for Samurai. You could see pubic hair, and I was like,
Oh
really?
jeez. Oh man.
In Samurai, there's so much boobs in that movie, and they're
So
so
much
in
boobs.
focus.
They're
There's like
so in
three. They
focus.
are, dude. There's like a 2 minute, like during one of the three makeout scenes. There's like they just had like the lady sit up on Samurai Cop and it's like her tits are perfectly center in frame and like it's so in focus. Like that's the most focused that camera ever was in that movie. You could see like everything, dude. It was so uncomfortable.
Oh, that sounds like it was directed by a real creep.
It was directed by Amir Sherivan, I think. He was like I think he was an Iranian guy that wanted to make American movies.
Huh.
Um, but I don't know. It's a bad movie. It's just fresh on my mind. I wanted to talk about it.
That's okay. That's okay.
Yeah, Amir Sherivan. It has Robert Zadar in it though, and I don't know if you've ever seen a picture of Robert Zadar,
I have not.
but I would like to send you a picture of Robert Zadar right now.
Do it.
And Robert Zadar is not Samurai Cop. He's one of the bad guys. So, sending to you right now, and if you want to put the picture on screen, or if I'm editing this, I will. That's Robert Zadar. Yeah. Yep. He's in that movie.
Oh, I feel bad for laughing, but come
He-
on.
Yeah.
What
But the thing is,
hell?
in that movie, he's got like a beard and he looks kind of normal. It's crazy.
Oh my god.
But yeah, Robert Zadar. I know there's a Samurai Cop too, but I don't know if I can bring myself to watch it.
I wouldn't.
I think it was made after, because I think it was made relatively recently. I think it was made like, because I think Samurai Cop's like I think it has like a cult following.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Samurai Cop 2. Here we go. Yeah, 2015 it was made. So this is clearly like the people came back and were like, "Oh, this is bad. We got to make a thing about it." So it's probably like tongue in cheek aware, but I don't know. I was so turned off by the first one that I don't know if I want to watch it.
So turned off by all the boobs.
Yeah. Not even that, just like there's like it's like the most incoherent movie I've ever seen. It's like if you took Rise of Skywalker and like chopped it up, like chopped the film up and just placed it at random points and then put boobs in it.
That sounds like a better movie. If I'm being
That
completely
might be
honest.
yeah. That might be a bad
It's like a good
might
one.
be a bad Yeah.
Chop up a good movie.
Yeah, chop up like a good like buddy cop movie.
Rush Hour.
Yeah, chop up Rush Hour, put in boobs, and make it make no sense, and that's Samurai Cop, and it's filmed like shit.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's rough. But Night of the Living Dead, I don't know if you've ever or Return of the Living Dead. Sorry, Return of the Living Dead. I don't know if you've ever seen it.
I have not.
It's a wonderful movie. It's very, very depressing. Well, not very depressing, but very dour at the very end. But that movie also has a bunch of boobs in it.
You love to see it.
It was a very booby night not intentionally because then there's also boobs and Petey Wheatstraw for just a scene or so.
A very booby night.
I unintentionally so.
The thumbnail for this one is going to be an MS Paint drawing of boobs.
I don't think we can do that.
I don't think we can either.
Uh, yeah, it was a very booby night. I wanted to see a zombie movie, and then Red Letter Media did a thing on PD Wheat Straw a while ago, and I was like, I'll watch that too. I was just in a movie watching mood. And then I know they had talked about Samurai Cop, but I never watched anything about it that they did. I just knew of it through them, and it was bad. I should not have done that.
I've heard the name, so I think you are right about it having a cult following. Because I don't think I
It,
would
it,
have heard of it if it didn't.
the fact that there's like a 2015 sequel probably means there's a cult following for it.
Yeah.
So
But why?
I I, I don't understand the appeal. And I like weird movies, but I don't like bad movies.
And who could blame you?
Yeah,
Uh,
that's really all I had to say. I just
that's
wanted
okay. That's all right.
to bitch about Samurai Cop for a few minutes.
Um, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Welcome back. If you used
Yeah.
the time codes to skip
If
here,
you use the time code, you won't understand the MS Paint titties on the front of the thumbnail, but that's fine.
you'll need context. Go back and listen,
Yeah.
please.
Go back. Yeah, if you use the time code, fuck you. Go back.
Please go back. I put them there, but I didn't want you to actually use it.
Yeah.
So, what did you think of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, like, compared to WandaVision? Did you go into it, like, expecting better, expecting worse, about the same?
I expected it to be like your average Marvel shit, and it very much was.
It was. I still enjoyed it, though.
No, yeah, shit is. I shouldn't say shit. Just like I mean that just in general, like
Yeah.
your average Marvel product.
Yeah.
It was much more consistent than WandaVision.
Yeah, it definitely
sure.
was. Because it didn't have that switch from, like,
Exactly.
weird
yeah,
horror into regular Marvel. It was just
Yeah.
Marvel.
So for me, WandaVision had higher peaks and valleys, but Falcon and Winter Soldier I liked more overall, just because
Yeah.
it was very inoffensive and easy.
Yeah, I totally get that.
The story was, I don't want to say predictable because I think there were some decent twists, but
Yeah.
the story was simple.
Yeah. Just along for the ride.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it's very much an along for the ride thing.
Which
You
is
don't have
alright.
to think. There's no mystery. You know who the bad guys are right out of the gate. You know what the heroes have to face.
Society.
Yes. The only thing that I don't like is that they gave John Walker like a little bit of a redemption arc in the very last episode,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
when he definitely should not have at all had that.
Oh, no. He killed a guy.
He brutally murdered a man in the middle of the street.
He crushed his skull.
Yeah.
Um,
He should not have had a hero moment after that. But
no.
they had to set up his U.S. agent character, whatever the fuck.
Yeah. The Thunderbolts is what people think they're building up to, which is like an evil Black Ops Avengers group. Because this show actually sets up two characters for the Thunderbolts with U.S. Agent and
Power broker, whatever the fuck.
no, the guy with the mask from Civil War. I'm blanking right now.
Crossbones?
No,
Oh, Zemo.
Zemo, that's it. That's it. My brain kept saying Zola, and I was like, no, that's the
Zola.
scientist. But yeah, I enjoyed it. I think the action was fun for the most part. I enjoy Sam and Bucky's dynamic.
Yeah, they were good.
They mentioned that the existence of this show was inspired by their scenes together in Civil War,
Yeah.
which makes sense. They're good scenes, and it gets the sort of Falcon version of the Captain America origin story out of the way, so that the movies can do something else once we get Captain America 4.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. Yeah, I liked that show was very well done.
Yeah.
That show took no chances, but that's fine. I like that Bucky was always kind of like hitting on Sam's sister the whole time,
Yeah.
just like as a little character thing. Yeah. I liked Zemo.
Yeah, he's good. I like to see Sharon Carter back. Uh,
Yeah, yeah,
I think that like I was really curious to see what had happened to her since Civil War because she also, you know, uh, broke
yeah.
the law to
Defected.
help Captain America, but she wasn't
Mm-hmm.
in the airport fight or anything, and then they just don't talk about her again. And I'm glad that she's like upset about that because I think she should be.
Yeah. Um, Cards on the table. I totally forgot who she was. I thought that was a new character
That's okay.
until I was talking with you about it later, and I was like, oh yeah, wait a minute, she was in this. Um, but I think that's just because I don't know if this is a hot take. I think that Civil War is kind of meh.
It is a hot take. It's one of my favorites.
It's fine. I'm not a big fan of it, but I think that's one I haven't rewatched since the theaters.
Yeah, that was like 5 years ago, so that makes
Yeah,
sense. What I
yeah,
really wanted was Sharon's opinion on Captain America kissing her and then just never speaking to her again. But we didn't get that. We didn't get to hear her thoughts about that.
yeah. That'll never be brought up.
They're just gonna pretend it didn't happen because it was
Yeah, of
weird and awkward.
course it was.
And now he
Because
like
now,
people have
yeah,
made memes and stuff, but he went back and he like lived a life with Peggy. So
mm-hmm.
I like to think about the moment where they're like, "Oh, my niece Sharon," and he's like, "Oh,
Ugh.
oh man,
He's like,
oh." Time travel is weird, man.
time travel's fucked up. Maybe they'll retcon it with like, oh, him kissing her was actually a Nexus event, and we had to go back and prune them.
They
What if
got
what if the
pruned.
what if the whole Loki shows is a setup to like go back and like fix little mistakes they made, but they're like,
Yeah, they're
oh,
gonna go
that didn't
retcon
happen
the
like
stuff people didn't like.
this. They're like, oh, he didn't kiss what might be like one of his relatives. That was a Nexus event.
Nexus
Nope,
event
didn't happen anymore.
didn't happen. He shouldn't have made that choice.
Yeah, that was the wrong that was the wrong choice. That
That
was the
Steve
wrong
was a
time travel
variant.
event. Yeah,
Um,
that's weird.
yeah, I did. I know a lot of people don't want politics in their superhero stuff, but
Oh, fuck that.
yeah, I think the way they handled the whole uh, politics of Sam being Captain America really well. It was great to see Isaiah Bradley. Um,
Oh, yeah.
if you haven't, this is for the audience. If you haven't already, go read the comic Truth, Red, White, and Black. It's the comic that Isaiah Bradley's from, and it's fantastic. Um, I think the scene near the end of the show where Sam and Isaiah sit down and just like talk for like 15 minutes is one of the
Yeah.
best scenes in the whole series.
Oh yeah, like the best stuff with that show is Sam's uh whole whole arc of like not wanting to be Captain America but sort of begrudgingly accepting it.
Yeah.
That's the best stuff in that show. And Isaiah really helped build that
Yeah.
big time. It's great.
I should look up that actor's name because he's in other stuff. He's really good.
Was he in like was he is he actually an old guy or was he in like old age makeup?
He was in old age makeup.
I thought so. Because he like there was just something about him that was like he doesn't look like he didn't feel old, if that makes sense.
Carl Lumbly is his name.
Oh.
He's awesome. He voices or voiced, I guess it was like 10 years ago. Martian Manhunter on the Justice League cartoon. He played Martian Manhunter's dad on Supergirl. He's done a lot of stuff. He's really good.
Mm.
But yeah, the old man makeup led a lot of people to believe there were going to be some flashbacks, but they didn't do that. Maybe because of COVID.
Apparently he was in Doctor Sleep too, which is another really good movie.
I never
Yeah,
got
he
around
was-
to seeing
Oh
that one.
yeah. Oh, that's a good one. He played spoilers for The Shining. Um he played the ghost of Dick Halloran, the guy that taught
Oh, yeah.
Danny Torrance about The Shining.
That makes sense. That's good casting.
That's very good casting. I should rewatch those two sometime soon.
Yeah. Um. But Isaiah's grandson, Eli, has also led people, like him and other characters have led people to believe they're doing a Young Avengers team as well. So a lot
That'd
of
be neat.
characters being set up.
That would sort of tie in with the end of Endgame. Yeah, the end of Endgame when you saw that little lad that Iron Man met in Iron Man 3,
Yeah.
him being there, he could take over as young Iron Man or whatever.
Yeah, because
Or
they're also
Iron Boy or something, Iron Lad or some shit.
yeah, because they're doing Kate Bishop in the Hawkeye series, and apparently Cassie Lang is gonna have a bigger role in the next Ant-Man. That's his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, lots of characters that could be in a Young Avengers lineup. I don't know what that's gonna be like. If it's gonna be like, I'm kind of leaning towards Disney Plus series more than I am a movie.
Yeah, me too.
Um, but that doesn't mean it would be bad. I just think that that's
I feel like
where
that
it'll
would be
go.
a very much a PG Disney Plus series.
Yeah,
I feel like that would be very much more geared towards kids because it's like, oh, young kids, you can see themselves as superheroes.
yeah.
Um, but I'm not against it. That'd be neat.
What did you think of the suit, the new Captain America suit?
Um, from what I remember, it was all right. I don't remember hating it. Let me look it up real quick.
Yeah, I know that I didn't love it. I didn't think it was bad. It wasn't like the Avengers Captain America suit bad, but it was far from my favorite Cap suit.
I didn't hear what you said the first part. What Avengers?
The Avengers, like the first one.
Oh, yeah, it was kind of goofy.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this white and blue thing. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not crazy about it. Um, like I like the color scheme. I think it accurately translates the color scheme from the comics. It just looks a little weird. Like
Yeah.
it made me think of like the Flash's old suits on the CW show, which is
No,
not
I
what you
totally
want to
see
be
that.
thinking
No,
of.
no, no. That's you never want to invoke the Flash of CW anything in your Marvel show.
But with Steve Rogers, they were changing his suit like every movie. So
Every
I'm sure
movie
they'll
he was
just
a little bit different.
yeah, they just give him a new one next time and it'll probably be better because
Hopefully.
Steve Rogers suits were pretty much always getting better, except going from the first Captain America to the first Avengers where it got significantly worse. But then you get to Winter Soldier with his stealth suit and that suit fucking rocks.
I was a big fan of his suit in Infinity War. I loved that one.
With it
That
all
was
like
awesome.
ripped up.
Was that what it was? I thought it was just all like it was like a black variant of it.
No, I think he like ripped the stars off.
Oh, I didn't even know that about it. I just thought it looked cool.
Yeah. It's cool though because he can like in the comics the Captain America
Oh yeah,
suit has like the
I guess they
scales
did.
on it a lot, but they didn't do that in the movies until his Endgame suit. But you can see with his Infinity War suit where he like ripped the star off the chest, there's scales underneath the fabric,
Yeah,
which is
he
cool.
totally did just rip it off. What an emo fucking weirdo.
Yeah, he also he ripped the Avengers A off the shoulder as well.
Yes, yes, he did.
It's funny, it's hilarious. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm not carrying the brand anymore.
Not a fucking Avenger. What the fuck are you talking? We just beat the shit out of each other last movie. And then I gave Iron Man a cell phone at some point, I guess. I don't know.
I mailed him a flip phone. Yeah, I mean, I guess not as much to say about Falcon and the Winter Soldier because it's fairly standard Marvel stuff.
It was very inoffensive Marvel stuff.
Very inoffensive.
Very standard.
Pretty
It's
pretty good.
It feels like to me it feels like if I was like to compare this like the shows to movies, it feels like WandaVision is like that's like I guess I guess that the WandaVision would be like the first Iron Man mixed with the Hulk
Yeah.
movie. Because you know the first Iron Man was all right, and then the Hulk I didn't like, Nobody liked it. It's, um, and then Falcon and Winter Soldier is like the first Avengers. Very very straightforward, inoffensive, but still enjoyable.
Yeah.
And then I guess if we're going to transition into Loki, Loki is very much Guardians of the Galaxy.
Shit gets weird.
Shit gets very weird very fast, and I think that Marvel. I don't know why they keep doing very standard. Oh, I guess I do know why they keep doing very standard stuff because it always sells. But Marvel is at its very very best when there's a lot of shit happening,
Yeah. I think
and that
it's almost necessary though to keep doing the more standard stuff because then the weird shit really stands
yeah, it
out.
still seems weird. Yeah, yeah, that's true. 'Cause if everything was the weird shit, it'll become normal. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, yeah. You got to have a baseline.
Yeah,
I think
that's a perfect way to describe Falcon and Winter Soldier as baseline.
yeah. And I think it's very much like WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier are just in between quills. Like WandaVision is her getting from Endgame to Doctor Strange, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier is getting them from Endgame to Captain America 4. Whereas Loki is just like telling its own story, and
Yeah,
I really like
that's
it for
true.
that.
I guess I hadn't thought about it like that. Well, I guess if you want to be a stickler about it, since aren't they doing Lady Thor in the next Thor movie?
Yes.
I assume that this lady Loki will take over as Loki.
I don't know,
And
because Tom Hiddleston has said he wants to play Loki for a long time, so I don't think he's going to be gone. But I
no,
think they
you don't
might
think?
both be around,
Yeah,
because
that's true.
as far as I know, Loki is getting more seasons. It's the first one of these that's like just a season
Oh,
one, whereas the other ones were mini series.
oh, okay. I thought Falcon Winter. Well, I guess you don't need more Falcon Winter Soldier. Yeah, I guess that could be true. Yeah. Maybe Loki will just never show up in a movie again. Maybe he'll just be like the TV guy.
The TV guy. I wouldn't hate that. I think
No, I wouldn't either. This show is wonderful.
he's been a supporting character for so long. Um, that I think it's great to see him get like his own story, and
Yeah,
it's been
he
really
gets
cool so far.
genuine characterization now.
And it's
Not just
fun
like
to see him like completely out of his element.
oh,
Um,
absolutely.
because this is something that not only he but no one has had to deal with, and now he's suddenly like thrown into it.
Yeah. No one except for ironically enough himself
Yes.
as a different variant. Which is I really really like that aspect of it.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of there being that this character branched off in two different paths,
Yeah.
and now they have to try and I don't know, just figure shit out together.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of fan theories about like because Loki is the god of mischief, that like that's why there's so many variants of him specifically, because I think Sylvie mentions in episode 3 that the universe wants chaos, which is why it keeps creating variants and nexus events. Uh
Yeah.
and Loki is like, people have theorized that Loki is sort of an instrument of that. Like he is the god of mischief because the universe needs an agent
Need
to
for mischief.
create chaos,
Yeah.
which is
That
an
could
interesting
yeah.
theory.
Oh, absolutely. And it tracks very well. Um Obviously the whole show's not out yet, so we don't know where it's going, but I don't think that the timekeepers, quote unquote, are even real. Um I think that this whole organization was just started by somebody like under the guise of the timekeepers.
Yeah, I I have a theory, but the theory is based on stuff that one of the actors said in an interview that they probably shouldn't have said.
Mm.
So I don't know if you want to hear that.
Nah, I'm all right.
All right, all right. I'll bring it up
Um
when we record after the show is over. and I'll let you know if I was
Yes,
right or
yes,
not.
yes. Yeah, I don't think that the timekeepers are real.
I don't either.
Um, because I feel like they would have. Well, I guess with the whole Endgame thing, it was quote unquote supposed to happen.
Yeah.
But even then, I feel like we still would have. They still would have intervened in some way. Because if he really was going to wipe out, unless that's just how it was supposed to go, if he was going to wipe out everything.
Yeah, I think that's the implication. And I've seen a lot of people like misunderstanding what the TVA does. We talked about this on Twitter at one point.
Yeah.
Like I keep seeing posts online like 4 episodes in of people uh being like, "Oh, well why didn't the TVA go and stop Captain America from being with Peggy?" And it's like they said in the first episode that it's because all of that was supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Um which has caused people to be like, what about Peggy's husband? Because she mentions a husband in like an interview at the Captain America Museum in the Winter Soldier that's like on video. But she never actually names him, and you never see pictures. So for
It could just
years,
be Steve.
yeah, there's been a fan theory that her husband is Steve, and it's just like kept a secret because he time traveled.
Yeah.
Uh, and I think Loki has kind of like soft confirmed that theory by the fact that
Maybe.
it's one timeline,
Yeah.
unless if by the end they sort of recreate the multiverse, if that's where it's headed, and they like create like branching timelines because time travel's weird, that would
Time
always
travel's
be how
very
it
weird.
was, because if they
Yeah.
mess it up, then I don't know. It's strange. It's hard to talk about.
It really is without knowing everything because there's so many different directions the show could go in.
Yeah.
Uh, I do think this is just like a really good way to lead into the multiverse. That and the Doctor Strange shit that's obviously happening.
Yeah, and it is interesting because Doctor Strange was supposed to come first. Uh,
Really?
yeah, the original release date I believe was like a week before Loki started. Um,
Oh.
so I think Doctor Strange was supposed to introduce us to the multiverse, but now instead Loki is doing it, and we're gonna get Spider-Man, which is probably a multiverse thing, before we get Doctor Strange, which is doubly weird because Doctor Strange is in that movie. But if it was supposed to come out after Multiverse of Madness, does that mean that like it's Multiverse of Madness is going to be a prequel? Is this going to spoil that movie, or did they like redo his scenes?
I assume, I assume they know what they're doing,
Yeah, I have to assume.
and that they've worked around it somehow.
I hope so.
Um, yeah, I've never really thought about it like that. Hmm, interesting. I didn't know that Doctor Strange is supposed to come out before all this stuff.
Yep. It was like beginning of June was its original release date, pre-COVID.
That's probably why it got pushed back as far as it did. They're probably just reworking the whole fucking movie.
That actually does make sense because if it was supposed to come out like
poor, poor fucking Sam Raimi's being forced by another studio to fucking redo his movie.
um cuz Spider-Man's release date never changed.
Yeah.
So yeah, if Spider-Man didn't move but Doctor Strange got pushed back like 6 months, it does make sense that it's because they're reworking things.
Yeah. They called Sam Raimi in the middle of the night frantically. They're like, "You got to come in right now. We
You gotta get in here.
It's got to be all changed." He's like, "Oh fuck, not again.
Nah, fuck. Not this.
Not this again."
Nah, I think it'll be great. I have faith.
Oh, I do too.
I think
It's just funny. It's just funny to think that it happened to him again.
yeah.
More studio meddling at the expense of Sam Raimi and the viewer.
I don't know about that. I think that Marvel has gotten very good at finding people who work very well within their framework,
Yeah.
so that they can just like give them freedom. They're like, here's like one or two things that kind of have to happen,
Yeah.
but
Here's
other than
what
that, you can
needs
just
to
make your
happen.
movie.
Yeah, that's true. I'm excited for that one because I like Sam Raimi's style and I like Doctor Strange.
Yeah,
So that'll be cool. I'm excited.
that's one of the ones I'm looking forward to the most.
Mm-hmm. Black Widow
Black Widow
I-
this week.
this week. I will go see it because I miss the theaters. I
Yeah,
do
me
not
too.
care about that movie.
I care
The
a little.
story, it too little, too late with this movie. $1 short and a day too late.
It does seem
Um,
like it should have been out like
Like
3 years ago.
Yeah.
But that's
Like,
okay.
This would have been a good one to make in between Infinity War and Endgame.
Yeah, a prequel, because
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man and Captain Marvel were both prequels, and
Mm-hmm.
or no,
That
not
would've been a good-
Spider-Man, Ant-Man, and that's
Ant-Man.
what
Yes.
I meant. Ant-Man and Captain
That
Marvel
would've
were both prequels, and they were the ones between them. You're right. That would have been a really good spot.
That
for
would have
it.
been a really good place for it.
And then it would have endeared us
Because-
to Black Widow even more for when she
Mhm,
dies
exactly.
in Endgame.
People would be more
Dude.
familiar with her character, would have fit better.
You should be in
but-
charge.
They should know. I should not be. If I was in charge, it would stop like tomorrow.
Goddamn.
I'd put like a 5-year halt on everything and just be like, let's do something totally different.
What else is
um,
Marvel gonna do? This is what they got.
Horror. There'd be so many fucking Marvel horror movies.
I think they're kind of
I would
doing
make-
that. That's what Multiverse of
I would-
Madness is.
Well, that's one of. For every multiverse of madness, there will be 3 Falcon and Winter Soldiers.
I guess.
I would have. I don't know. I would do the Marvel Zombies thing just because it seems like it could be very fun.
They're doing that in the What If show.
Is that going to be part of the What If thing? Okay.
Yeah. But I get what you mean. Like, one episode of What If isn't quite the same as if it was
No,
like
yeah.
like the Infinity Saga, but it's Marvel zombies.
Yes. I would have. My Marvel Cinematic Universe would have failed miserably because I would have done very, very weird shit.
Weird shit.
I would have led Incredibly Strange, and everyone would be like, I'm out. I
Yeah.
would get like 2 movies in, and Disney would have they would have pulled me out into the streets and chopped my head off.
Disney didn't own it back then.
Well, whoever would have killed me.
I think they were working with Paramount for the first few. And then Disney
Yeah.
bought them around the Avengers.
No, that's right.
Yeah.
Well, someone would have had my head on a pike.
They would have found you.
They would have got me.
Question.
Answer.
Because this is about Loki. The Loki Sylvie relationship has been very controversial on the internet. What are your thoughts?
it?
Yes.
I like it. I think it's neat.
Yeah, I'm into it. I think they've got a cool dynamic. I think it makes
Those actors
sense.
have nice chemistry.
Yes, they have great chemistry, and it's not. I'm not
Yeah.
like. I don't get involved in shipping characters very much, but like
Are you not a pro shipper, Brandon?
I'm not a pro shipper. Let's alienate another group. I am. They call us
Oh,
antis. That's
yeah,
me.
we're the antis. And I'm also a proud guilter. If there's any Michael Jackson fans listening, you can go get fucked.
Alienating the Michael Jackson fans too.
Listen,
Good.
if Michael Jackson is innocent, then so is O.J. Simpson and Bill Cosby.
Oh fuck. Anyway.
Anyway,
I saw a lot of people after episode 3, the first one where like Loki and Sylvie hang out, on Twitter, who were like, like one tweet I saw sums it up pretty well. They said, "Don't ship Loki and Sylvie. They're literally siblings." But the thing is, they're not.
siblings.
That's
They're the
not
same
how that
person.
works. Yeah, they're the same person. They're alternate versions of the same person, which I get is like weird, but that's not a real thing. You can't ascribe
No, yeah.
our real life taboos to something that does not exist.
Yeah. It's not like the Barry and Iris thing from the CW Flash show
Mm-hmm.
where they grew up together. You
His
see them growing up together.
his
as her
adoptive sister.
Yeah, his adoptive sister.
He
And
constantly refers to her dad as his dad.
and then he marries her.
They're
That's
trying for
not-
a baby right now on the show.
Oh my
I hate it.
god!
I hate every second of it.
What?
Yeah.
He's the fastest man alive. Just shoot one in there and fucking make it happen. Oh my god. Fuck the CW.
Holy shit.
You remember what was that? What was that thing? Was it in season 1 where they had like the particle accelerator he had to run around in?
I think
And,
yeah,
like,
that was at the end.
He had to hit like 100 rotations and then send himself in time or something.
Yeah.
He has to do that, but like having sex with her. He has to like charge up, run around the city, and just get like one perfect thrust to ensure conservation.
Oh man. They in a recent episode they went to like an island. He was like, "Oh, we're going to go on vacation so Iris can get pregnant," and then they're gone for the rest of the episode.
Did they not want to pay him? What the fuck?
Yeah, I don't there have been several episodes, I assume because of COVID, throughout this season where
Yeah,
characters
true.
will just disappear. Like in the episode after that, Barry like starts the episode, he's in the apartment and he like shouts up to their bedroom like to Iris explaining like what he's doing, and she just like doesn't respond. And then he's like, "All right, see you later," and he leaves. And characters keep like asking to see Iris, and he's like, "No, you can't. You're not allowed." And I'm like, "Did they kill Candace Patton? What the fuck happened? Where's Iris?"
They're frantically recasting.
Oh, love it. Thank God for the CW.
No, fuck this. CW. Thank God for the CW. Fuck
We'll do
you.
an episode one day when there's like nothing going on, or we talk about the CW.
Yeah. Oh man. We'll sit down and we'll do a commentary on season 1 of Riverdale and then the last season of Riverdale. We'll watch the first episode of Riverdale and then the last one.
I would like that. I would like that a lot.
I feel like that could be funny. Yeah, the CW is it's almost insane how they have like really good first seasons
Uh-huh.
and then just like they don't know when to fucking end a show.
Yeah.
And they just drag that shit on. It's like
Obviously, Supernatural being the most famous, because that show was supposed to end like 3 different times,
Yes.
and they were just like, "Nope, you made us too much money. Come back."
Keep coming back, baby.
Mm-hmm. Bring it back around.
Doing more. They're doing like a prequel.
Yeah, and Sam's not going to be in it or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, they
Or,
didn't-
Yeah, Sam's not going to be in it.
They didn't tell Jared
him.
Padalecki, and he was like, "What the fuck?"
He went on publicly on Twitter. Went out and just like, "You fucking serious with this?"
He's on Supernatural for half his fucking life. He's still on the reboot of Walker, Texas Ranger on the CW, and he's like, "Guys, what the fuck? Come on."
Really?
Yeah, he's Walker,
He was
Texas
in-
Ranger.
No, yeah, he was like, "Oh, really, guys? Huh?
Oh,
You
okay.
fucker."
Yeah.
No, yeah,
Oh, jeez.
he was in the Friday the 13th reboot
He was.
that they did in, what was that, 08?
Yeah,
I don't know.
which is, I don't know.
Bad.
He's an odd choice because he's like 12 feet tall.
Yeah, he's a big guy.
He's a big guy, so he comes up against Jason, and you're like, hit him,
Oh, it's
just beat
two
the
big
shit out of him.
guys.
You're huge. Hit him.
You're a big fucking guy.
It'd be like
Yeah.
if you went up against Jason. I'd be like,
Yeah.
just kick him, get him out. Come on.
Just beat the shit out of him. Come on, what the fuck are you doing?
I
Don't
love
just
that.
stand there.
It's one of my favorite things about the first. We're way off topic now, but the first
Oh, who fucking cares?
the first It movie is that at the end of the movie they just beat the shit out of him.
No, they pummel the shit out of Pennywise.
And I fucking love that because there aren't enough horror movies where they just beat the shit out of the bad guy. Because there are a lot where like the solution I feel is just beat the shit out of him.
I think that's one thing I've always liked about Nightmare on Elm Street is that pretty consistently, Freddy constantly gets his ass kicked by those kids.
Yeah,
Freddy
he
gets
keeps
his
coming
fucking-
back.
Come on, it's 'cause
Perseverance.
he's a demon, and you can't really kill him.
We could learn a thing or two from Freddy Krueger, I think.
Freddy Krueger.
I think
We could learn a thing or two from pre-reboot Freddy Krueger, where he's not a pedophile.
is that a change they made in the reboot?
Oh yeah, in the reboot he's a full-on child molester,
What was he in the old ones?
just a murderer.
Just a murderer?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't know that. I just assumed he was always a pedophile.
No. That's why I'm not a big fan of the reboot.
Oh, I wouldn't be a big fan of the reboot anyway. It's just not very good, even outside
Well,
of that.
yeah, yeah, it's not a good. Yeah.
Which is why it's a little unfortunate. Me and RJ have talked about this before, that his model in Dead by Daylight is the reboot version.
Is the reboot model? Yeah.
I assume because they couldn't get the rights to Robert Englund's likeness or something.
Probably something like that. I don't know.
Because that reboot was in what, like 2013?
I don't know if it was that late. I
But-
think it might have been like 2011.
2011. But either way, by the time he got added to Dead by Daylight, it's not like that movie was recent.
No,
So I don't see any reason to use the reboot version over the Robert Englund
They
version.
spent $35 million on that movie. Holy shit!
It shows.
Does it? Where'd it go?
Where'd it go?
At times it looks like they spent $35 on that movie.
That's one of my favorite things is looking at a movie's budget and being like, where did it go?
Where did it go? Dude, if you gave me 35, you know what could do with $35 million?
We would make
for
a
a
movie with $35
We would have
million.
a great movie. We could each get paid $5 million until we have $25 million left over to make ourselves a wonderful movie.
Yeah. God.
That's what we should go work for Blumhouse and just make like, we should make like their like real like $2-3 million movies.
Oh, dude, that's the game
Let,
plan.
let me make the Jason. Let me make the next horror franchise you want to reboot. You want to do a let me redo Nightmare on Elm Street. Give me $2 million and some finger gloves, and I can get you a movie.
Let him do it. My dream, as you know,
That'd be wonderful.
is to be the director of a reboot of Lost Tapes.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
That'd be so fun. Give us $1 million. First Blumhouse TV show, Lost Tapes.
They should branch out. I think surely they've had enough success because, like, obviously not every Blumhouse movie does well. That's the model, but like a couple of them have done really well.
The Paranormal Activity movies.
Oh yeah, those shits
They-
made money.
Oh my god.
They did like 12 of them for a reason.
Yeah. God, those movies blow.
We'll get to them. One Halloween, we'll just like marathon them or something.
Oh Christ, worst Halloween of my life. I can't wait to sit there and watch CCTV camera footage for 80 minutes and then a chair moves and it's the scariest fucking thing you've ever seen to happen in your life. That's what I want to see a movie about.
We'll make a drinking
Flat-
game out of it.
Flat shots where nothing happens.
Take a drink every time nothing happens and a character gets scared about it.
My blanket fell off. I'm gonna fucking piss myself.
It's crazy too in those movies that it's like, it is shit like my blanket fell off, or look, there's a shadow on the wall that shouldn't be there. And then suddenly, the first one anyway, it's like the woman gets dragged out of bed and down the hallway. It's like, holy shit, this escalated.
Blumhouse is Blumhouse is prolifically pretty good with the hits.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize they had oh, and then there's Maw.
Ma.
I'm looking through Blumhouse movies.
Did they do
did.
Jordan Peele's movies? Get Out and Us? Or was that
I
someone
don't
else?
think so. Or maybe they were.
Blumhouse has been around since 2006?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's
Yeah, they did do Blumhouse. Or they did do Get Out. I don't know about Us, but they did Get Out.
The Baby Makers.
Are you just looking at Blumhouse movies?
Yeah, I'm looking at the list. They did The Purge.
Mm-hmm.
God, they did Insidious.
Yep, Insidious.
Dude, these guys got buku bucks. Give us some of that. Whiplash. That's not the Whiplash I'm thinking of, is it? It is the Whiplash I'm thinking of. The drumming one. That's not horror.
Well, they don't only do horror.
I didn't know that. I just assumed that
they made the Paranormal Activity movies after all.
they did Unfriended, my favorite movie.
Unfriended. They did. Was Unfriended 2 Dark Web?
They did Area 51. What is that?
Area 51. I'm not sure. You ever seen Upgrade?
I haven't seen Up. I've been meaning to because I've heard it's good.
That's a pretty good movie.
They did Gem and the Holograms, 2015.
Yeah, Unfriended 2 Dark Web.
This is the part of the podcast where we just read movie titles for a while.
Oh, they did Black Klansman. I didn't know that.
I've been meaning to watch that one too.
Sinister 2? Oh, man. Did they make Sinister 1?
Probably.
No, probably.
Oh, they're doing the new Halloween movies. That's right.
Yeah, that's their thing right now is they're doing the Halloween movies. And those are pretty good. That's why I'm saying, like, let me do the next horror franchise you want to.
Yeah.
Let me do the next Texas Chainsaw movie.
They did The Invisible Man. That movie was really good.
That movie was very successful. And they made it on like $5 million.
Oh, they're doing another Paranormal Activity.
Oh, fuck you. Are they
Paranormal
really?
Activity 7, March 4th, 2022.
Gotta go see it in theaters.
You gotta.
I'll bring a pillow and a blanket. You can wake me up when something scary is about to happen.
We'll venture out to one of the nice theaters that has like recliners.
Oh, we'll go to what's it fucking called? Oh, the one up here. I forget what it's called.
No clue. I've never been to any other than the
Robinson. Robinson's a real nice theater.
Yeah, I saw it there. That's right.
Yeah. I saw a movie, a very good movie by Peter Jackson. They Shall Not Grow Old. He took like old World War I footage and remastered it.
I remember that.
It's a great movie.
That was when I worked at the movie theater out here. My first day, what I had to do was hand out 3D glasses to people who were seeing that. Because it was like
a man that made a mess and to clean up a fucking overflowed diaper so they will not grow old. That movie is made for 85-year-olds.
Oh yeah, it was a lot of older
85-year-olds and me. Oh yeah, old people would love that shit.
It's not the worst one though. The worst old people movie we ever had was by far The Mule. The
oh my god, yeah.
Clint Eastwood movie. That one was
that
a
and
fucking
that
mess
Richard
every time.
that Richard Jewell movie. What the fuck was that?
I don't know who
you
that
know
is.
the one I'm talking about though. I think it was another Clint Eastwood thing that he did.
Clint Eastwood.
I forget what it was called. Let me see. I that's gonna kill me.
What did he do? Oh, Richard Jewell is the movie. I get it. Yeah, I know the one.
Mm-hmm.
That one that had a weird right-wing political message because Clint Eastwood kind of sucks.
Did it? I didn't know that.
Yeah, apparently that's what I heard.
I never seen it. But I believe it.
Yeah. He's like 1,000 years old. How could he not be a weird right-wing weirdo man? He did that Gran Torino movie where he was super racist the whole time.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking about Gran Torino. Yeah. But Loki. Whatever we were talking about.
Marvel.
We get Marvel.
Any sort of, because like we said at the very beginning of this, we're only 4 episodes into Loki as of recording. Any final thoughts about where you think it's headed?
I don't know. Personally, I think that Tom Hiddleston Loki is going to die, and I think that the lady will be like the new Loki. But I could understand if that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
That's just how I think it's going to go.
I
Because
actually
it
think
seems like they're ushering in a new era, a new cast, and he'd be like one of the few holdouts.
Yeah. I think the opposite is more likely to me.
Oh, you think? You think that she's gonna die?
Yeah.
She could. I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, I have no more reason to believe mine than you have to believe yours. We're just gonna have to wait and see what happens.
Yeah, we gotta wait and see.
And I'm sure we'll come back to it. Uh, we'll talk about our like final thoughts once it's over. Real fast. Uh, what's next after this? What if, right?
Oh, is that the next one? I don't know. I don't really keep up with the I don't really keep up with all this stuff. I watched fucking Return of the Living Dead and PD Wheatstraw last night. I'm not keeping up with the fucking Marvel movies anymore.
That's all right. It's
And Samurai Cop.
that's why you got me here.
Yeah, you're here to keep me on track with what's happening now, and I'm here to make you look back at what happened then.
Yeah, it's our dynamic. We're like
Mhm.
BuzzFeed Unsolved.
It's just like BuzzFeed Unsolved.
It's just like that. We're equally talented to those guys.
I don't know whether to be offended or complimented.
I love that.
I've never seen a
that show.
I've never
So
seen a BuzzFeed.
it's really
BuzzFeed
good.
Unsolved video.
It's funny.
But I think I just have negative connotations with BuzzFeed.
Oh yeah, and it's whenever you like go to the videos and you look at the comments, the comment section is always filled with stuff like this is the only good thing BuzzFeed does. Like the fact it has BuzzFeed in the title is a huge black mark on what is otherwise a fantastic series.
Let me see. I have a list here. Upcoming Marvel movies and series, MCU release dates from 2021 to 2023. Loki, Black Widow, and then it seems like nothing until Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. That's what it says. It's saying Black Widow in July, and then there's nothing. And then the Eternals in November. Spider-Man No Way Home in December. This has to be wrong.
Maybe just
Miss
outdated.
Marvel. Or what the? Oh, okay. So what if Disney Plus show August 6th, 2021? This is not in order, you sons of bitches. Miss Marvel Disney Plus show 2021. Hawkeye Disney. What the fuck? You bastards.
You
Maybe it's just because they don't. Maybe it's because they don't have a set. No, but that does have a set date. Oh, whatever. They fucked me.
They fucked me. So yeah, what if you said August 6th?
Yeah, August 6th.
So that'll be there's 3 episodes of Loki left.
That'll get us into probably another 2-week break, or not even. Are there 3 left? I thought there's 4 left. Or is this only a 7-episode thing?
Oh no, there's only 2 left.
Is this only 6 episodes?
It's only 6 episodes. My bad.
Oh wow. Yeah,
So-
there'll be another 2-week, about another 2-week break then.
Yeah.
Huh. Damn, I didn't know there was only six episodes. I thought there were gonna be 8.
Yeah. Either way, I think What If is probably a bit smaller scale. So
Oh, probably.
we'll probably like mention episodes of that we've been watching, but I think the next few episodes of this cast
You
will
know,
probably
the
be
thing
a
about
little
that
more.
is that'll probably be smaller scale, but probably will end up being my favorites because I love weird shit like that.
Oh yeah, like we'll still talk about it.
Oh, absolutely.
This is only a whole episode like this because we've been meaning to talk about every one of
Oh
these
yeah,
shows.
there's just been so many different shows.
been
'Cause
piling up.
We recorded the first episode like the day after the Snyder Cut came out, and that was like WandaVision had just ended, and like the first couple episodes of Falcon and Winter Soldier were out,
Yeah.
and now we're doing it later. And we went off the rails a little bit.
That's all right. I think that's definitely what this is going to be like. We might try to bring in a little bit more structure to like when we talk about the topic and when we talk about other stuff, but I'm just happy to be here talking to my friend about things that
yeah.
we enjoy and don't enjoy.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's all about having fun.
It's all about having fun. That's what we're doing here. And I hope
It's all about Marvel.
it's all about Marvel.
All about Marvel and DC
Only Disney forever.
and video games.
Video games. I wonder when we'll be able to talk about a video game. Because it'll probably be... probably talk about Black Widow next.
Yeah. I mean, we just did a We did the E3 episode, but
Oh shit, that's true. We've already done video games. We've done. This is
Yeah.
our third episode, and I'm already forgetting what we've talked about. God damn.
Well, the first one's understandable because that was so long ago, but that was like 2 weeks ago, man.
It was.
That's why I said video games. So I was like, what did we talk about last? Oh yeah, E3 just happened.
Fuck, dude. Losing my mind. I even edited that one, so I
Yeah.
had to listen to that one like over and over for a few days. It's just gone from my brain. Holy
I
shit.
blocked it out. That's what I always do after I edit something. I don't want to think about it anymore. After I finalize an edit, I'm just like, nope, no more.
Oh yeah, every time I
Not
edit
thinking about
something that has music in it and I get the song stuck in my head for like a
Oh, fuck,
week,
yeah.
I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
But I think that's it for this one. I think we're good.
Yeah, yeah.
Wrap it up.
We've talked about a lot of Marvel stuff. We both went on tangents about different things. I think it's a good place to end it. Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh well. I guess
Oh.
just overall impression of the Loki show right now.
Oh yeah.
I really like it.
It's my
I'm a
favorite
big fan.
of the three.
Oh
so
yeah,
far,
my favorite so far.
by far. And that's not to say that I didn't enjoy the others. I enjoyed those a lot, but that just goes to show how good Loki is.
Oh yeah, Loki's just like I said, Loki is the Guardians of the Galaxy of Marvel's TV right now, which is just
Absolutely.
it's such a wonderful standout.
I love it.
Oh, yeah.
Loki and Sylvie forever, I guess.
Yeah.
Just to piss off one more group before we're done.
Loki's literally gonna go fuck himself.
He's literally gonna go fuck himself, and I'm gonna be real happy about it. And I hope
yeah.
that you're not.
I hope we get to see it. I hope that's all the last episode is. The last episode is a hard R.
Hard
It's just
R
an hour long sex scene.
porno.
God, I would hate that. It'd be horrible.
God damn.
That'd probably be like the worst thing they could do.
Yeah.
That or have Loki go back in time and join like the Nazi movement. But
What? Where did that come
I don't
from?
know. I'm thinking of like awful, terrible things they could do with this time travel premise.
Originally, that was supposed to, like, the premise wasn't going to be about time travel. It was supposed to be sort of an anthology series of Loki's various visits to Earth throughout time, because he's thousands of years old.
Yeah.
But then when they brought on the woman who has directed every episode of this show, she decided to make it about time travel instead, which I think was a wonderful choice. Because I can't imagine what this show would be otherwise.
Oh yeah, one thing I would like to bring up.
Yeah.
I think it's like Hunter B-15.
Yes.
The lady from Lovecraft Country. If you've seen that,
I've been meaning to. I haven't gotten around to it yet.
it's alright. It's a pretty good show.
Yeah.
She's in that. She's wonderful in that show.
Mhm.
In the first episode, I felt like she only showed up and did like one take for everything, and it was kind of weird. But her performance has gotten much better since then.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe like the editor of the first episode just had it out for it. It was like, oh fuck this lady. First take for all of it.
First take.
And it was always just rough.
Yeah. Or COVID
But-
could also affect
Yeah,
stuff.
that's true. That's true. But I don't know. Her performance has definitely gotten better.
Yeah.
Which is nice because she is wonderful. She does wonderful in Lovecraft County, and that's all I've really seen her in.
The other guy from that show is going to be Kang, which is a big theory people have for this show, but I don't think he's actually going to show up.
Kang the Conqueror.
Kang the Conqueror, yes. People, well, the previous theory was that he was one of the timekeepers because one of them kind of resembles him, but obviously that's not true anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, and like we said earlier, I don't even know if the timekeepers were real.
Yeah,
or maybe he'll have been behind them the whole time. Maybe he's the one pulling the strings.
maybe that's the new theory because people still want him to be involved, I guess.
Oh.
And he is a time-traveling villain in the comics, which is why it would make sense for him to be involved in all of this.
Yeah, that would make sense.
But we'll just have to wait and see.
That is exactly what we have to do.
And we'll give our closing thoughts once the show's done in whatever we're talking about that episode.
Yeah. in one of our many tangents.
One of the many, many tangents. We'll come back to
Mhm.
this. We'll really manifest the end of this show.
I guess. I don't know. I don't think we have to. I think it's probably already done.
Oh no, I meant when I talked about the show Manifest earlier. I realized when I said it that it sounded the other way.
Oh. Yeah, that's maybe Disney will pick up Manifest
Oh,
Just-
for sure.
just to fill out their streaming service. You got Tron Legacy, and Manifest, and then Star Wars, Marvel, and all Disney movies.
I'd like them to do a Tron show. I think that'd be really
I think
cool.
I think a Tron show could be cool, but I don't think anyone would watch it.
I'd watch it.
We'd watch it, but
Yeah.
I think it'd be like us and like Jeff Bridges.
Yeah. Well, it is sad because Tron has just like always been a failure, despite like
Yeah.
everything being good. Like the first movie was really good for the time, but didn't make any
Yeah.
money. And then they did Tron Legacy decades later, which is
very,
also
very
really
good.
good. Didn't make any money. And then they had the TV show Tron Evolution, which was like an animated series, which was also very, very good. And also didn't get, like, nobody watched it, so it got canceled. Like,
I didn't even know about it.
yeah, Tron is this franchise that is endured despite itself for all these years. Like, no one ever watches it, but it
It's-
sticks around,
Doomed to be a fuck up.
which is sad. There's a part of me, I know it's just wishful thinking. They're building a Tron roller coaster at Disney World. So there's like a part of me
yeah?
that really hopes that they'll greenlight some sort of Tron project just to like get interest built up.
They should let us do a Tron TV show.
They should. We'll bring Daft Punk back together. We'll have them reconcile.
Oh man.
Sorry,
R.I.P.
didn't mean to remind you.
That's a deep cut right there.
Deep cut.
Damn.
It's sad,
Yeah,
but it's all right.
that's a rough one. Those sons of bitches couldn't wait until I saw them at concert to break up. Those fucking greedy bastards.
Greedy bat. They should have just passed the baton. Like put the helmets on someone else. No one would have noticed.
Whoa, I don't know. I feel like this is a I'm really showing how much of an asshole I am right now, but there's a avant-garde music group called The Residents that's been around since like the 70s.
Uh-huh.
And their whole thing is that their identities are known, and they've passed the baton before, and you can always tell like that the music changes, and it just wouldn't be the same.
I don't know if that makes you an asshole.
Uh,
You just
but
have
it's like
knowledge.
a weird, like an
That's a
arty
deep
asshole,
cut.
not like just like a dick, but like a. Well, actually, if you look at the Residents and their 78 album,
Oh, I
look
see,
at-
I see. I didn't get
Yeah.
that vibe at all, but I
No.
get you now.
like it makes me feel like a know-it-all asshole when I'm like, well, actually,
Well, actually,
I don't
the
mean
super
to
obscure
well
band
actually.
you've never heard of.
Yeah, exactly. The super obscure avant-garde band whose 90% of the music is fucking terrible. They have their sound changed and they got different members because they all got old. I think they've been around since like the 60s actually, like longer than. They've been around a while and they still make shit. Obviously, it's not the same guys, or maybe it is, but there's definitely been shifts. I think that do you know the band Primus?
I've heard of them, yes.
I think that at one point Les Claypool was in The Residents because if you listen to their music and then you listen to his music with Primus, it's very similar. But his music is more like Primus is like if you took like all the good parts of The Residents and cut out like the weird shit and like streamlined it. It's still strange, but it's not like as strange.
Yeah,
But I
Primus
think he
is
was-
one of
I
those
think he
bands
was
that my
definitely-
dad listens to, and he listens to
Oh,
a lot of
love-
like sort of
love me
weird
some
music.
Primus. Primus kicked ass. I
Yeah.
am pro Primus.
Pro Primus, just like the Autobots, we are pro Primus.
I don't know what that means.
He's like Autobot God
Is it?
in
Oh,
Transformers.
I didn't know if that was like an Optimus Prime reference or.
No, Primus is a man, well, a robot. He
I wonder if that's where they got the band name from.
well, let's see. Primus was invented in 1984 for the Transformers cartoon.
In '84.
Yeah.
Well, then I can assure you that when Primus Primus is an American funk metal band formed in '84.
Whoa!
Whoa, dude.
Holy shit.
There's no way. Primus namesake. Primus name origin. The proud Norman name of Primus was developed in England. Oh, damn it. Primus name origin band. That's like the real life name. Oh, they were Primate. And then they changed their name to Primus after about a month when they were approached by a group called the Primates threatening legal action. Well, then that didn't help me at all.
Where'd they get Primus from?
Where'd they get Primus from?
Transformers, perhaps?
Maybe, I don't know.
I choose to believe.
Well, now that we've talked for 15 minutes about...
Now that we wrapped it up and then talked for another 15 minutes. Thanks for listening.
Yes, if you're still here, thank you for listening.
You're very nice for that.
Wonderful.
I appreciate it. Please,
wonderful.
Please
continue
comment,
to
subscribe,
listen.
hit the bell.
Yeah, do all that, and continue to listen to the rest of them, because eventually, one will be worth listening to. One will be good eventually.
It's already happened. We peaked with the Snyder Cut, I think.
We peaked at the Snyder Cut.
we gotta re-upload that one to this channel as well.
Yeah, we will. Yeah, we will.
Well,
yeah.
Have a good day.
Have a good day.
Smash that bell the way that Loki's going to smash himself. That's the one for this week, I think.
Yeah.
See you later.